Okay, I think people have started joining gradually. Let's wait for the next 2 minutes for others to join us. We won't want to waste time because time is not on our side. I know a lot of us are busy. A lot of people are telling me that they are even tired, but then they'll try to be around. So we make it very short. Our resource persons are very pregnant with agricultural opportunities to launch to us today. So we have 1 minute more for people to join us. We'll just start then. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, I want you to comment in the comment section. Just say I can hear you. I can hear you in the comment section. You are all welcome. Okay, so we have our facilitators here. If you can hear me, just type in the comment section, I can hear you. I can hear you so that I'm sure that you can hear me. Oh, very good. Mr. Sunday, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, this is agribusiness opportunities in Nigeria, and I can tell you there are so many opportunities out there that we are all missing out on. So our facilitators, they are here. I've spoken to them. These are people that are loaded, These are people that are loaded. I'll be reading their profile to you, and you can see that these people are people that we need to embrace. We need to make sure that we get the best from them. They are going to be opening up to us everything they've gathered over the years. They are going to compress it to us tonight, and I want us to pay rapt attention to hear from them. We are Farm Square. My name is Temitope Ayodele. I'm a co-founder of Farm Square, and briefly, I'll just talk a bit about how Farm Square started. Um, the Farm Square was founded by three young and vibrant, energetic guys, a graduate from the University of Ibadan. Farm Square came into being when we were doing our masters, and we were about to do our project, our and all those, and we're supposed to go out and talk to farmers and see how they are getting farm inputs, see how they are navigating the agricultural sector to get everything they needed at a go. And we discovered that a lot of farmers out there are really suffering from getting quality agricultural input. The time that is needed for them to focus on producing, giving their time to learning and getting the best out of their yield, out of their farm. They are using those times to check out for where to get agricultural inputs. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to go about it. We suffered too. I remember we suffered. We were looking for these items everywhere. We did not see. I think I got one of my items for research at Ile-Ife or something like that. A lot of people are passing through this. So we just thought about it that, okay, after school, what's the next thing? Let's come together. You have this skill, you have that skill. Let's come together. Let's start an online program for farmers where they can easily get access to farm inputs, farm advisory, and everything that has to do with the fact that it is a square of a farm. So Farm Square is the now we can say Farm Square is the leading online agricultural store and marketplace for farmers where you can get quality and affordable agricultural here. We have interacted with them. Talk of Eze Chidinma, she's wonderful. This is a woman that I've been willing and dying to meet one on one. We've been seeing her online, seeing her work, we've been seeing great works that she be doing. Mr. Taiwo is somebody I know personally. I can say me and Mr. Taiwo, we went to the same secondary school together. We are doing business back to back, and he's somebody I respected. He's doing his PhD now, so he's somebody that I want us to really, really listen to. I don't want us to waste time because a lot of people have told me earlier that they won't want to stay long, and because of today's work, people are tired and they want to go and rest and have a nice night rest. So we'll be giving our facilitators 30 minutes, so they are going to talk about their general view of the agricultural sector and the opportunities that we stand to gain as people that are in this sector. This sector, especially now, this sector is out there for us because I was reading something on Twitter that the president has declared a state of emergency. This is a serious matter. A lot of people are not eating well, and all this rest on us. You don't have to go to farm, you don't have to be on farm. There are so many things that you can do along the value chain that will make you to be valuable to the agricultural sector, agricultural space. And these are the things we'll be hearing from our facilitator. In fact, when I was speaking to Mr. Tawi today, he was on flight, so he just landed and he's now here. In fact, I was scared that will he be able to meet us because he was having delay here and there. But now he has landed, he's resting, and we can quickly make use of his time within 30 minutes. So we'll be having, people say ladies first, right? So ladies first, we'll be having Miss Eze Chidinma with us, Mary, and I let me just read a brief of her profile to let you know that this is a woman that we should grab. Let us suck her, let us ask questions, let us know, let us have everything she has to do, have for us to do, get it from her. She's a global poverty fighter. That is the way she described herself. Global poverty fighter, a seasoned vegetable crop farmer. See, if you are talking about somebody that knows the in and out of vegetable farming, just hold her. She's the founder of Farmcast. These farmcast, they will give you the best advisory for your farm, whereby you can be able to have the best yield out of your crops. She's a trainer, she's a consultant who is passionate about the food system. Yes. Oh wow, Mr. Solomon is saying he's watching from Abuja. That's nice. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. Let's be here. Let's be here. Let's pay attention to facilitator. She's a team lead at Funcast. Maybe she's just trying to be humble. She's the founder, so let us not begin to rub it like a team lead. So, see, and just like I said earlier, Farmcast is a technology-enabled agricultural company that is solving the human resource challenge in Nigeria agriculture by connecting and managing trained and skilled agricultural workers for agricultural firms. So if you are here and you are thinking, oh, I've been lacking, like we said, we even need employees. So we will always contact and liaise with them. So I don't want to waste much of our time. She has 30 minutes to talk to us about opportunities in agriculture and in this our Nigeria to tell us. So I'll be giving her the space to go ahead and speak for the next 30 minutes. You are welcome, Ms. Chidima. Over to you now.
Good evening, sir.
You're
Am I audible
welcome.
enough? All right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me tonight to talk about an interesting conversation that I've had a couple of times, and which I think is quite critical considering this present state of the economy and all. So, thank you, everyone, for having me today.
You're welcome.
Okay, so basically, I know that a lot of us, or all of us, one way or the other, uh, knows about agriculture, and then definitely, and then we know how massive agriculture is. Um, so when we were in university, so I studied agricultural economics and extension services actually. So there's this slogan that we use when we're in school that no farmer, no nation. That agriculture is the bedrock of the society, and that is how important agriculture is to humanity. One, and it also shows the versatility and the opportunities that abound in agriculture. So when we look at the history of agriculture, the beginning of agriculture and all, and then present state of agriculture, we will know that what we have now is way different from what we started, or what we started with, or were practicing in the olden days and all. And so that for us means that for every day, you know, that every new dawn, every new day, and the world is evolving, so is agriculture. Agriculture is also evolving, and that also means that as agriculture is evolving, there are various opportunities there. Because one, there is no human that say they don't eat food. It's either you're a vegetarian or you're not a vegetarian. You eat agricultural produce, so you eat food, and then most agricultural produce rather have value across various sectors. You want to talk about, fashion industry, for clothing, for shelter, even for shelter, for instance, now you still use agricultural products, timber and the likes. You want to talk about clothing, you want to talk about, cosmetic, you want to talk about even health, pharmaceutical products and all. This agriculture cut across each and every of this. And so 30 minutes is not enough to talk about the opportunities in agriculture. So I'm just trying to wrap up the little that we can do here, just for us to have an idea or knowledge about agriculture and all. So now we know, for instance, that there are various crops in the world now. In Nigeria content now, we have various food in Nigeria. The likes of rice, beans, yam, potatoes. Now you've now even come to vegetables. There are numerous vegetables. If you go under grains, there are a lot of grains that are cultivated in Nigeria. And so, and for each of these crops, there are lots of opportunities and value chains that comes with it. And for each of those value chains, there are, key businesses that one can key into. So agriculture is wide enough. Agriculture is versatile enough to employ each and every one of us. You want to talk about, mechanization in agriculture? Do you want to talk about food science, for instance? Do you want to talk about data in agriculture, where you have to start dealing with drones and the likes? Or you want to also talk, there are just numerous opportunities in agriculture. Talk about animal husbandry, talk about food production, or even talk about agro input that what you call Farm Square just mentioned. Agro input alone is an industry on its own. Even manufacturing of some of the inputs alone is another business on its own. So this brings us to the knowledge of opportunities. There are several opportunities when it comes to agribusiness, and then especially in Nigeria. One, because of our growing population. At the present rate that we have more old people, or aged people in the agricultural space. It's just recently that few youths are coming into agriculture to do one thing or the other, and so that means that if care is not taken, if we don't get more youth into our food system in the next 10 years, there will be a drastic reduction in our food production, and which will actually affect every sector that we what's it called of the economy. So that means that from now we need to, as youth or as individuals self, we need to start seeing opportunities in everything we are doing. So like Farm Square mentioned, I'm a vegetable farmer. So I want to build more about opportunities around vegetable farmers as the focal point, and then from there we'll expand it into every other crops. So I cultivate vegetables, basically the likes of tomato, pepper, um, cabbage, carrots, and the likes. And I also train farmers on this produce and all. So now I'll start from the basic, you know, um, agro inputs. When you talk about agro inputs, we're talking about seeds, for instance, you're talking about fertilizers, you're talking about nutrients, you're talking about a whole lot of things. When it comes to vegetable, you have to start also considering your nursery materials that you need for a nursery. Then we also, when you're mechanizing, putting mechanization into place, now you also have to start thinking about your irrigation system and a whole lot of things. That is a niche already that it's not satisfied in the country as of today. Okay, for instance, I have my farm in Ekiti. Up to today, if I still want to buy my agro produce or product anywhere or input, I still have to come to, I still have to place order in Ibadan, Abeokuta, for instance, before I get it down to Ekiti. And this is just southwest. Southeast is really, really worst. I remember that there was a time I was working on a project in southeast, and then all the produce that we had to get, we had to send it from Ibadan down to the east. So this is how this is a niche on its own that we can see opportunity, that there are opportunities there that we can key ourselves into, and maximize the opportunity and make use of it. A lot of people don't even have, especially farmers, they don't have basic knowledge of what inputs do I basically need for my production. And as a farm input seller dealer, if with knowledge of you have access to these things as a very easy what's it called available, that is available at all times, one, and then you have knowledge of this and this are what you are supposed to use for this crop, for to treat this disease, for instance, or this pest. That is an upper edge that you can start using to consult for farmers, because now you have automatically, if you're in such location, you have access to a lot of farmers. And trust me, farmers are usually inquisitive. They want to know, oh, this one, I'll do that. My friend did this one, or did, because one thing that I've discovered over the years is for especially for farmers, we tend to work with what's best that we've used over time, even if there are newer, if even if there are newer brands, newer grades of things that we have. So for it, but with an agro input person that you're the one providing these things for them, you give them, okay, this one, no, they have the trust already in you. So it's easier for you to be able to key yourself into that niche. So and then after we'll come to that, so there are also various opportunity, especially when it comes to farm managers and agronomist. So I actually started farm cars because I have access to a lot of farmers, and I've had a lot of farmers reach out to me, oh, that they need farm managers for this crop, they need farm managers for this crop. And as much as we get more people or more youth in the agricultural sector that are learning about this thing, that have knowledge about these things, they are not enough. So compared to the numbers of farms, the number of experienced people that we have on ground are not enough. So there are numerous farms looking for, we need skilled farm managers, we need skilled agronomists who can handle this crop, with probably so number of experience. And the good thing about agricultural sector, or let me say vegetable sector, is once you have the experience, especially for one particular crop, it is easier for you to replicate it for each and every other crops again that you want to do, especially in the vegetable sector line. So once you've perfected one or two operation in this particular crop, the other crop, the basic thing that you need is just to, understand the pest and diseases that are prone to that. And then the next, your integrated pest management approach that you need to start looking into and all. So um I feel for that in the Nigerian agricultural sector today, that when it comes to farm managers and agronomists, there are opportunities here that we can also start looking into and keying into. And then before I divert from here, I want to also mention that there are opportunities, when it comes to employment, agricultural employment, which is what FarmCast is trying to do, basically link farmers to skilled workers and unskilled workers. There's a wide gap, like the gap is so wide, like so wide. I feel it can swallow an aeroplane or swallow a nation itself. That farmers, are looking for where they can get skilled workers, especially laborers now, the unskilled workers and all. And then we know the stories when it comes to, getting reliable farmers, the whole process of trying to get reliable farmers. There are a lot of farmers that have been duped of their money in trying to get farmers. There are some that, they come to farm in less than 2 weeks, they've eloped and then away with, just waste investment and all. And this actually frustrates operations on farm and all. So I think this is also actually a niche that, or an opportunity that we can also start looking into when it comes to the agricultural sector and operation. And then I also want to talk about, data in agriculture. Generally, as a nation, I feel that when it comes to data, we really don't have reliable data. And this is me also speaking from the few experience that I've had to work with, some states, associations of, rice farmers, poultry farmers, and all. And then you get to notice that, you can have a list of farmers names that is as much as 1,000. You call for a meeting, maybe 50 people show up, and then you just get to know that even the other names are just Atachi names and all. So when it comes to data in agriculture, we really don't have reliable data in the agricultural space, and this affects a lot of things. Because without data, you are running agribusiness is like, walking in the desert without a compass, without, a guide or anything. You're just moving here and there, being tossed here and there as the wind move. They said there will be, for instance, they said there will be glut in the market, so this period you'll not stop production. They said, this period there will, there'll be scarcity, you now rush into it. For instance, this tomato period that, the price hiked. I have nothing less than 10 people reach out to me. They say tomato is expensive now. I want to plant tomatoes. I want to plant tomatoes. These are people coming into the sector without reliable data. They feel this is the period to make money. They want to put their money into it. And without data, it is easy for one to fail in the agricultural sector. So data when it comes to climate, weather, rainfall patterns, temperature that you need. Data when it also comes to, the appropriate, soil, pH, nutrients, and everything that is common to a particular location. Data when it also comes to data also when it comes to a lot of things, basically a lot of things. So I feel there's a very wide niche in the agricultural sector, especially in data, that we need to look into and then start. I know a couple of people are working already when it comes to getting reliable data, and we know data is not what you just do in 1 year and then you think you have a data. You work with data over a period of time for it to be able to be developed, and then you can make your inferences as that when you. Then another opportunity, a big opportunity again, I feel that we need to also look into, especially in the agricultural sector, is when it comes to logistics. And now logistics of agro produce. Last week, yeah. Today is Thursday. This week I had to send produce to Lagos, and then it was a very crazy ordeal, really. And this is a regular thing that happens in the agricultural sector. Moving goods from one location to the another. A lot of there's hiking fuel price already. You have to also start paying unnecessary levy on the way, and then God bless you that your car did not develop any faults and it gets to your destination as at when due, especially when it comes to veggies that it starts getting, every second or every hour that you spend away from farm, your the quantity, because we sell in kgs. So by the time you get to your end user, the kg has dropped, and then if you're not careful, you might end up losing most of what you've planted and all. So I feel there is a need for us to work on a very concrete logistics um chain that also involves cold storage, because now with cold storage there's you don't have to worry about your produce getting spoiled before it gets to destination where it is needed. You also don't have to start worrying about are they packed where, are they not packed where, are they okay, are they not okay, and all. Logistics is actually a very big challenge for farmers, especially those that are into vegetable production, because of the perishability of the product. So logistics is a big thing. Cold storage is a big thing also that I think um if one invests into it, one look at the opportunities, make necessary um research, and also put in necessary and adequate measure, one can also key into the opportunities that comes with logistics operation. And then I feel another thing again that we've not really looked into that much is processing, processing and then packaging of agricultural products. And when I talk, especially now agricultural products in at large one, but especially perishable fruit and vegetables, because every year we always have that period of glut in the market, and then there are periods that these produce are nowhere to be found again. And then I feel as a nation we are blessed with a good climate that supports a lot of our produce. As this one is going, you have another one that is coming in. As this fruit is going, you have another fruit that's coming in. We need to also start developing processing methods, how to process some of these things into other byproducts, for instance, that we ensure its availability all year round. And we also reduce wastage, because we have a lot of wastage when it comes to agro produce, vegetables, and we are not really tapping into that massive opportunities, massive opportunity in processing of agricultural products in as a nation generally. And also when it comes to exports, we are still limited. We are still limited. Yes, I know that when um our export authority have a lot of back and forth that they deal with farmers when it comes to exporting produce outside the country, that at the end of the day, if one is not careful, one might even lose everything at the port. But again, these are things that authorities need to start looking into critically, to ensure that yes, even if we've increased production, and then we can also leverage into the opportunity, or look into the opportunity of exporting most of our produce outside the country, to boost the economic of the nation, one, on to also improve, to ensure that farmers are also not suffering in quotes on farms and all. So basically, yeah, I think I thought I've touched the basic things I want to mention as the various opportunities. But trust me, there are numerous opportunities. You can also talk about research in agriculture. We have limited research in agriculture that we can also start looking into as a nation in large. Thank you very much.
Wow, 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 wow. I was saying, wow, 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 and somebody was saying, am I a Sarin man that is saying wow, wow? Because I just can't. I've been jotting, I've been writing here, and I'm saying, what? This is loaded. This is loaded. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Chidima. Thank you. This is awesome. She talked about data. That issue is a serious challenge. A lot of us in agricultural space, we don't keep data. I went to a local government about 3 months ago to check how many agricultural community do we have in a particular how many agricultural group do we have in a particular community, and they could not give me a concrete number. And I'm like, but these people are under your local government. At least you have you go out to collect money from all these groups. You should have a data for them that we can everybody can check out, or maybe you don't want to release them to me because of I'm a private person or so, but I just discovered they have no data. Data is very, very important. How do you want to take accurate decisions without data? And this is something we have to look into. We have to logistics. For Farm Square, we deliver products nationwide, we deliver products outside Nigeria to African countries, and is a serious issue for us when it comes to logistics. Because of the cost of logistics now, we have narrowed down our delivery dates to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, we are even thinking of going hybrid, not going to work every day, so that we can at least cut costs. And these are logistics issues that there are so many opportunities that are in there that people can key into. She talked about processing and packaging of perishable fruits and vegetables. Very, very important. Then opportunity in exporting. A lot of us, we are not exporting enough. And research. Research. What brought us to founding Farm Square was because we went for a research and we thought about it that, oh, people lack this in the agricultural space. Let us begin to start something. That is how we got Farm Square to where Farm Square is today. So I can see some people commenting and they have questions for our facilitators, Chidima, this evening. Somebody is saying that, please, what is the best seed for tomato in this rainy season? I am losing my tomato farm. Most are dying right now. I don't know, probably Miss Chidima is noting that, and somebody sent a message. Okay, she's just appreciating our facilitator. It is a wonderful opportunity to be part of this topic. Okay, okay, this one is just appreciating, and she's talking about tomato too. I'm a major tomato, maize, and soybean with other crops within this area. Mostly do commercial, blah blah blah. My contribution will be on primary production. I think we are still lacking behind this. Okay, she has talked about it. So I just want Ms. Chidima to talk about the question somebody asked about what is the best tomato seed to plant at this raining season. Ms. Chidima, are you still here? Okay, probably while we are waiting for her, let us just quickly have we'll take all the questions together at the end of the webinar. We are going to have our second speaker now. Or yeah, let's just have our second speaker. Then at the tail end, we just discuss everything, we wrap up so that people can go and have a nice rest tonight. So, Taiwo, are you ready for us? Taiwo, are you here? Oh, Chidima has just gone. Let me see. Taiwo, are you here? All right, okay. Chidima is back. So let us just take the question. Chidima, please, if you are here, somebody is asking what is the best tomato variety he or she can plant at this raining season. Can you hear me, please? Chidima, I cannot hear you. Chidima, I cannot hear you. Taiwo, can you hear me? Okay, so while we are waiting for them, I cannot hear them. I cannot hear Chidima and I cannot hear Taiwo now. I don't know what happened. I lost them there. It could be network. But then while we are waiting for them, I want us to just type the question you have in the chat box so that we can take it. I can take it personally before they come. I would have loved Chidima to take this tomato and Taiwo. Okay, Taiwo, are you ready for us now? Please just go ahead. You can unmute and start.
Hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Hello.
now. We can hear. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you
Okay.
now. Yeah, we can hear
So
you now.
good evening once again, everyone. I'm happy to be here, and the presenter or the anchor has told you a little about me. Luckily, it was an heavy rain for when I entered Ibadan today, and I just refreshed myself. So thanks for having me on this platform this evening. So straight to today's topic of event. I would quickly appreciate the first speaker. She has done a good job. She has introduced many things to us, and it's a good thing that we have female in agriculture because I appreciate female in agriculture. I'm an advocate of them. We call it we are under extension, women in agriculture, and they are valuable. We need them. They need us. So agriculture is not a gender bias occupation. So agribusiness opportunities in Nigeria, that's the topic. And as the first speaker has said, we have many value chains in agriculture that we are not tapping into. And it's really affecting the let's say the system called agriculture. Like today, I was opportune to meet old colleagues that have worked on the field in collecting data for NGOs and even Federal Ministry of Agriculture. And they were giving me hints of the new trades that they've ventured into, which is still data. They are into collection of GPS location of farms and knowing the soil test, doing soil test to know the soil that is very good to plant. Those data are essential because if the soil the medium that you are going to use to plant is not um, having nutrients, it won't allow what you are planting to germinate or give you a good yield. You may say, okay, I bought a hybrid seed. Why is it not? Why is it that the seed is not germinating? Not knowing that the problem starts from the soil that you were planting them into. So let's leave that one aside and let's kickstart today's program, agricultural business opportunities. In my own field that I am presently, I'm an input supplier, and no no day would a farmer not use one or two inputs. If it's the seed, insecticide, herbicide, fungicide, and even fertilizers, they will make use of one in a day, meaning that there is a value along that chain. So I was opportune to go through the president's what do we call it agenda. It says stabilizing the nation, a comprehensive intervention plan for food security, affordability, and sustainability. That's what the president said not quite long, let's say a week or yes, a week ago. And the first thing that they mentioned is immediate release of fertilizer and grains to farmers and household. Why did they talk about input first? Why don't they talk about, okay, let's harvest, let's do this? They knew that the input is needed first. And when input is available, farmers will be able to produce. So they started from fertilizer. They talked about synergy between Ministry of Agriculture and Water Resources, which that's what we are lacking. Like what Mr. Temitokbe said, he went to one of the local governments and he could not even get the data that he needs. If there is no synergy amidst us, even we youths in agriculture, we are not working for government, we are working for ourselves or NGO or parastatals or private firms. But as we are doing things on our own, working for some people, we should have access to our government data so as to be able to be giving back to the community. But today, zero is the case. You can't go to the Ministry of Agric and say you get a valid data. It's either they said the paper is stolen or they can't find it. So another opportunity in agriculture, which many people don't really see, is commodity marketing. I was opportune to marry to one of the best, or let's say great commodity marketer in Nigeria, Lanlokun family. They are from Oyo town. The generation of his father, grandfather, great grandfather, they are into commodity marketing. They've been buying soya, grains, various grains from millet, wheat, maize, name it, and they give it to firms that need it. They take it to breweries, they take it to all this feed production like Said Farm, Breedwell, Top Feed. They use it for poultry feed. So there are many opportunities in commodity marketing. Aside that, some people, I don't know, maybe we've heard about Apex. They trade it online. You may not really be in the farm, and you have your money being used to harvest or to buy commodities from the farm, and they sell it on the international market. Today, I was watching CNN, and CNN analyzed that since the Ukraine-Russia war, Ukraine could not produce grains like before. So China has overtook them, and they are now the top ranked grain producer in the world. Even America, that we said they have food sufficiency, all this thing, all this, they are not even among the top 5 grain producers. And many things around that field, commodity marketing. We can tap into it if we try and see what we can do in our own various locations. Maybe, okay, in my own side, I'm in the north, and I know that they have more maize. You can gather it and look for buyers in the south that needs it. Now, poultry farmers are complaining. They don't have maize. They don't have soya. It's not that they don't have, but when we are not producing at the maximum yield, or even when we are even producing, it's going to get to waste. There are some people that will plant and they won't have time to go and check on it. And when the harvest is there, they don't even have the time. Before you know it, rain will spoil the grains on the field, because all these things are sensitive to rain. When rain starts falling and they are already drying, they will get spoiled on the field. So many, we talked about seed also. There is another opportunity in seed. Some companies like Premier Seed, Jubilee Agrotech Seed, East West Seed. We can see that many people are venturing into one thing or the other in agricultural space. We have people that are into sales in those kind of firms. Some people help East West to promote their seed, and they sell and gain their own money. Some people help Premier Seed to sell and they become a distributor. I know about one brother, Brosheye. He's a great brother and he's doing well with Premier Seed and he's earning his own money, cool money. So we have to just look at all these value chains and tap into which one that we think we can tap into. Another opportunity again in agriculture is the logistics part. Many people have really tried, but they've not really get it well. But someone can just sit down and just think about it. In a week, the North must send at least trailers of tomato down to the South. How can we help them to be getting it down to the South without them stressing themselves of using all this crude way? They will put it on the tank of petrol tankers. Before it gets to the South, it's destroyed. Can we get a cooling van to preserve all these perishable goods before they get to their final destination? Those are the things we can start thinking of, and before we know it, we would have made more value both financially and knowledge wise to ourselves. Another opportunity again in agriculture is the technology age that we are now. There are many opportunities now using technology, drone technology. Many farmers don't really need to be in the farm when they have the best and the best technology, CCTV to monitor their farm. I have a farm that I visited. The owner of the farm is in the UK and is planting tomatoes steadily every year. And whenever he wants to talk to his worker, he will just call on them through that CCTV stuff, and they will communicate what they want to communicate. And before you know it, they execute what they need to execute for the day. So many ways and opportunities are there in agriculture that we can tap into. And also, the government policy that is not favoring in exporting has really affected many people. But with that, there are still many opportunities in exporting. I have a female friend, Fumi Bees, or I've forgotten her other Fumi something. She exports catfish, um, ogbono, melon, and many other soup based leaf like afan, ugu. She will package it inside a ziplock and even locust bean and many our crayfish, and they send it down to friends. She started with her friends that are in the abroad, and she's making her money there. And friends are snowballing that this is where I get mine. And okay, please let me to order from her, and she sells almost in a week at least 2 or 3 orders enters. And if you have 2 or 3 orders in a week, you are already making your money in dollar. You're not even making your money in naira anymore. Before you convert it, you are a rich person in Nigeria. So there are many, many opportunities in agriculture, although it's hard truly, but we just have to tap into the ones that we think is available in our area, and we pick it up and we start from there. Before we know it, the sky is the starting point. It's not a limit for anybody. We can all the whole sky is enough for everybody to fly. So those are the opportunities I can bring out. And my slide, I would have tried and share it with you guys, but I got home late, rain, everything. So I could not even put on a laptop to show slide. But maybe after the program, I will send it to the presenter. So thank you very much for listening.
How let us applaud. Let's applaud our facilitators. Let's applaud Taiwo, Mr. Taiwo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. These are things that people are missing out. Well, I'm going to package this all these things that our facilitators they've talked about, and I'm going to send it to our pages and make sure that a lot of people that are well, have not been able to make it to this webinar will see it. Thank you so much, Miss Chidema. Thank you. But we have some questions here that I would like you to answer to before I summarize. For Miss Chidema, somebody asked, I believe she's here now. Somebody asked that what is the best tomato? Mr. Taiwo too, I know we can answer this, but let's hear from Ms. Chidinma. What is the best tomato seed that somebody can plant in raining season?
All right. Can you hear me?
I can, yes, I can, yeah.
All right, perfect. More like Mr. Taiwo rightly said, there are lots of seed from various seed companies and all. So they are quite numerous, especially when it comes to tomato. For East West, for instance, there is Diva, there's Platinum, there's Padma. Then we have the likes of Cobra, we have the likes of Ansal, have the likes of Gamma and all. So now, but in respect to his question specifically, because he mentioned that what's called the ones we have are spoiling. Now, I don't want us to generalize that the seed is the major issue. A number of factors can cause, that to happen. But when it comes to raining season seed, for instance, you can actually do diva, you can actually do padma, platinum. So I've done platinum in rainy season and it also came out well. You can also do cobra rainy season. You can also do answer, that's from 7 days rainy season and all those are like for open feed basically. Those are like the major ones I can recommend offered from here.
All right, thank you so much. So I will type the answer and I will send it to the group. She talked about there are so many factors that can cause it, so it's not about seed only. Mr. Taiwo talked about soil testing and analysis so that you can know what are the requirements, the capacity for the soils to support a particular seed, and also the weather. Of course, the rainy season, some tomato variety don't like too much rain, so you have to look at that. But for some, to just answer that specific question, she talked about using Diva, Platinum, Cobra F1. These are varieties that are best used in drying season. I know Mr. Taiwo too has some in mind, so let's hear from Mr. Taiwo too. Mm.
Well, she has mentioned many, but I feel that she even mentioned it. Platinum is one of the best. Platinum is one of the best in the rainy season. I've seen many farmers plant it and they never regretted in planting it. But if you use seed as the only factor that you use to quantify that why is it that the plant is dying, that's not going to be a good skill to use. There are many factors to stand to be falling or dying. It may be from the soil, maybe nematode, maybe you didn't use the best nematicide from the beginning. It may be virus, it may be fungi, and many, many ways that affect tomato. But rainy season is always dicey to plant tomato, except you're a good farmer. But most farmers do dry season, and even the opportunity in dry season is not because of the disease alone. You make your cool cash. You target towards November, December to start harvesting, and before you know it, you make cool cash every day.
Okay, thank you so much. Then I will call Mr. Taiwo to answer this. Somebody is asking that his question is, how do we solve the major problems of farmers, which are market? I think Ms. Chidima should talk about marketing. Then number two, access to finance. Number three, information on new technology and methods. So Ms. Chidima, please help us on marketing and access to finance, while Taiwo will help us on information on new technology and methods.
All right. Thank you very much for your question. So, for me, first thing I do first before I even produce a particular crop is sort the market. Who am I
Mm.
supplying to? Am I selling to the open market? If I'm selling to the open market, how much are they willing to buy for me? And then who are those that want to buy for me? It is in quotes now foolish to think that, oh, because everybody eats tomato, everybody use tomato every day, or pepper. I think pepper, let's use pepper in this case now, that there's no day that nobody will use pepper, that means everybody will buy pepper from me. Really, it doesn't work that way. So first, I would say determine who you want to sell to will invariably determine, the quality of what you are producing from your farm. If you are selling to the open market, the quality is very different from if you are selling to supermarkets. If you are selling to high-end users. So when you've determined that, oh, these are people that I have agreements with, or I've spoken with, and they show interest in what I want to produce, then before you now go into production, that's like the biggest advantage that you have when it comes to production. And marketing actually starts before production. It continues during production, And then by the time you're about to harvest too, you still continue marketing your products. And I also say leverage on social media. You never can go wrong with leveraging on social media. Put your work out there, publicize what you are doing. I've had a number of people reach out to me from various parts of the country. Oh, they need this, and all. Even if I don't have it, I refer them to people that are close by. That I know that they have it and all. So and then social media actually gives you that network or that community of farmers and customers that you can also have access to in marketing your product. So basically, I'll say yes, that is that for marketing. And then when it comes to funding, funding is quite critical or tricky now in quotes, especially in this agricultural space. But for me, first thing I think works best for funding in agriculture is know what you're doing. Having knowledge about what you're doing. You've crossed all your eyes, sorry, you've dotted all your eyes and crossed all your t's. So that means if you say, oh, for instance, maybe if I do 1 hectare of tomato, this and this are so tons of what I am expecting. Don't let it be what somebody told you that, oh, this is what they produce on my own farm, and then you want to use that analysis to go and get funds and you've not tried it at all. Trust me, there's a very high possibility you will lose that fund, because what is applicable to a particular location does not mean it will be applicable to you. The disease, the pest, and the challenges they will face in that location is totally different from your own location. So once you have the knowledge and then you have results and then bookkeeping, you understand, you have the record of all these things, it's easier for you to be able to have access to loans, have access to loans. For instance, I know a couple of banks are running loans when it comes to women and youth in agriculture, the likes of Sterling Bank. I think Zenny Bank also have a little of that. And then there are a lot of grant opportunities. You can also streamline. There are a lot of grant opportunities out there, especially in agriculture. You can also streamline your operation to cover some basic, SDGs, and then use the opportunity to get grant opportunities also. So I feel those are like the basic area. Then again, if you are, expanding or doing in large quantity in mass, you can start looking at investors, for instance, and all. But this is for me really, I put that as the last stage. Get all your asks settled and all at the initial grant before you start seeking for those. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful response. I personally noted a lot of the things you were saying that will be very useful for me personally. So, Mr. Taiwo, please help us with us new information on new technologies and methods you can use in agriculture. Okay, I cannot see Mr. Taiwo, probably his network, but let me just try to attempt that question. And I believe some of them, they've mentioned it already. Some of the technologies you can use is social media. Social media is part of the technologies you can use. Mr. Taiwo is here, so I will allow him to go and answer that question. What are the informations on new technology and methods you can use as a farmer? Mr. Taiwo, over to you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you once again. There are many ways technology is helping agriculture now. Let's start from the drone. Now, many farmers are improving on using drone to even spray their farm so as to have accurate spraying. Some organizations too have really done more research that you can use drone to dictate if your farm is invaded with any virus or fungi attack. Another opportunity using technology is to secure your farm. Many farms they hire labor and the laborers are the ones that will eventually sell out the farms. So through technology you can secure your farm by using the CCTV camera and all other method of recording, security, webcam and the rest. And these things, according to some of the guys that are in the game, they say they import them. So we have some people that are good in importing these products. You can import from Alibaba, you can eBay, even Jumia is helping some people to import. So there are many ways to use technology to improve. Even the greenhouse, the hydroponics, that it was technology that brought those things up. It were our crooked ways. We will still be doing our planting only on soil. But now you can plant inside water, and it's not that ordinary water, but you mix it with other nutrients to to germinate the plant. So other opportunity again through technology is all these brush cutter. There are mini tools. We call them mini farm tools. It's not all about using tractor. It's not 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago I was in a farm. They have a power tiller, and the guy was explaining how they use it to plow the land. And they don't even wait for tractor to come. They just hired a labor and one operator. So the two will work hand in hand. As the operator is working on it, the labor is learning from the operator. Before you know it, when the operator is gone or is not in the farm, the labor too can assist a little. So you learn from each other. That's how you can grow agriculture. So that's what I can
Yeah.
say for now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Taiwo. And well, somebody is asking here that Miss Chidima, Mr. Jude, I believe, Jude is saying that can I have your contacts? Chidima, can I have your contacts? Well, I don't know. Maybe she will respond to this or not. But then I well, just contact Farm Square, contact Farm Square. We'll see how we can get it across to you. Then somebody is asking how long does tomato take to grow from the point of growing to harvesting? How long does it take? You know, we have different type of varieties and they grow. Some they can grow in 60 days, some 90 days. It depends on which variety you are going for. But then averagely, let's say 90 days thereabout, averagely. I think I want to appreciate Mr. Labi, Amos, Jude, and Oluwatumishi for asking all those questions. Thank you so much. I think it's wisdom to allow our facilitators to go and rest. And we want to say thank you so much, Miss Chidima, for coming. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to um, grace this. I believe our facilitators are here because of the passion they have for this sector. Because I gave them a short notice actually to come and talk on this platform, and they didn't even object. They just said, "Ah, no, let's do it. And this is the passion we want from people to show when it comes to this sector, because a lot of people are passing through depression, frustration, because we are not producing enough. I remember during was it salad time, a tomato about just 4 pieces for 500 naira, and it's because we are not doing enough. And they have given us a lot of opportunities. Talk for GPS location of farms, talk of soil testing analysis, talk of seed, talk of insecticide, fertilizer, we talk of data, we talk of commodity marketing of millet, soya, soybean, maize, we talk of logistics, one of the major problem in agriculture. We talk of the use of technology to drive agriculture. We talk of exporting soup-based leaves by packaging them and out of Nigeria, and you are making your money in dollars. And one of the things I will tell our farmers, I know, of course, most of our farmers, just like Ms. Chidima said, they are older generation in a way. If I would have said, or let me just say that we need a dollar account actually. Sometimes when you don't make room to bring in things, it will not work out. Okay, we need a dollar account such that you can be receiving money in foreign currency. You get? Let me just deviate a bit and talk about Peter, that Jesus told to cast his net to the right, and he caught so many fish. And people were talking about that, they forgot the fact that he has nets, he has sheep, he has people to help him. Okay, these are the things you need to prepare for you to experience abundance, for you to experience bountiful harvest. All the things they have said tonight, they are things that we need to make us go and get better in our farming operations and have bountiful harvest. So no, we don't. Somebody is talking. Oluwatumichi is talking about PayPal. No, I'm not talking about PayPal. If you go to GT or banks, just go and ask that you want to open a dollar account so that you have easy access to getting foreign currency. Okay, and now that dollar is about 8.30 or thereabout, I am just anyway. Is this not the focus of our webinar tonight? We'll talk about that some other time, how farmers can just delve into agro exchange and they make their money in dollars and you are not stressed. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Once again, Farm Square. Farm Square is an agricultural company that give farmers access to quality agricultural inputs, and our website www.farmsquare.ng. You can go there, you see we deliver nationwide. You can visit there, like our page. We'll be having more of this section, and I want us to comment. For those who are around, just comment which aspect or topic do you want us to treat next. Then we will take it one by one. I will bring in quality people to come and talk about this and make it a memorable. We need to get better in this. This time is the best time for us to make and earn more in this space, for us to give to the society, for us to make sure that Nigeria is a better place when it comes to the aspect of food. Very important. Okay. Thank you so much for coming. I don't think we have any other question except our facilitators have one or two things to say. If not, I think we will call it a day. So let me just ask our facilitator, is there anything you still want to say before we go? Mr. Taiwo?
Well, I have one slogan. Yeah, thanks for the last opportunity. I have one slogan that I do tell my friends. I said, this country, Nigeria, is blessed naturally. Wherever we drop any grain, just expect that it will germinate. So in our backyard, in our closet, we can plant one or two variety of seeds and we'll be harvesting gradually. I have female friends that plant vegetables. They don't even go to the market to get vegetables again. So this home garden is essential. You need to plant something. Just put something inside the soil. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Taiwo. So, Ms. Chidema, over to you.
All right, thank you. Thank you everybody for joining. So I'll say basically that there are several opportunities out there, especially in the agricultural space. If only you are willing to look and also leave your corner. Because trust me, if you are usually within that your no, ile momo. Sorry for the non-Yoruba speaking people that okay, this is what I know. That's what you want to hold to your dear chest and all. It's very rare for you to be open to opportunities, but when you're open to learning, when you're open to networking, yeah, that's the word. Also network. When you network with a number of people, network with other farmers, you get to see where things are lacking and then leverage on it and then key into the opportunities. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I think before we go tonight, somebody has opportunity to I think we have about three people has the opportunity to be given recharge cards of 1,000 naira each. So the way to get this is for you to like our page, okay? Like our page and comment on this. Before you go, just comment here that I like your page, okay? Go and like it, then comment here, I just liked your page. So, and drop your phone number, and or I'll just message you personally, or drop you can drop your phone number and network. So we just send the recharge card of 1,000 to three lucky people that will do that in the next 2 minutes, and we can just shake body a bit. Let's just shake our body. Can you hear my music? It's not the music, it's just a sound. Can you hear that? Just shake your body a bit. All right, so we are done for today. Um, Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful night. Mr. Taiwo, thank you so much. Ms. Chidima, thank you so much. We'll reach out to you. Yes, somebody has liked our page. We are sending 1,000 naira airtime to you. We have three people to do that too. So we'll send your airtime to you once this is dropped. So enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye bye. Bye bye. I'm trying to get the numbers of those people who liked our page.